another episode of UGUEBROTHERS vlogs. This is going to be an episode of Real Talk with Joe. So sometimes I do these videos and I do them at like the place where we do our live streams, which is like in this park by our house. Tonight I decided to come to the Brooksville Cemetery. It's super creepy here, guys. I'm going to show you how dark it is, okay? Now mind you, this is the only light I see, and when I shut this, it's that dark here, okay? So I kind of like coming to creepy places and doing this. I love this stuff, you know. It is, I'm not even sure what time it is, maybe close to 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. A couple things. A lot of people ask us questions. Some people want to know more about us. And there were some things I wanted to talk about that really kind of been on my mind that I like to share with you guys. And the first thing is, thank you for all the love, the support that we get. It's amazing. So thank you guys for that. And I do apologize. We don't always get to respond to everybody who reaches out to us. We get a lot of stuff sent to us as well, and that's amazing. So thank you for all the things that you guys send us. I really appreciate that. All right, so being here tonight, a couple things that have really been heavy on my mind is a lot of people ask us about, you know, the ghost hunting thing, and there was one thing I wanted to talk about on that that's really kind of got me thinking about a lot of things, about where I was, where I am, what I'm doing in the future. And so the first thing about ghost hunting is that I believe that there's something that can attach to you. And I think that what Rob and I experienced in this journey over the last couple years is that it finds a center in you. It finds your weakness, and it continuously pounds that into you. And so if there's something about you that you feel insecure about, if there's something about your life that bothers you, it'll try to make that worse. And I realized that a lot of things, like in my own life, have like been compounded by this, you know. And it's kind of a scary thought when you think about it. I mean, it's fun making the videos, it's a great thing, but at the same time, you really deal with something that's on a dark side. And I thought about that dark side and what it's doing to my life, and I made some changes in my life. Again, everything that I'm saying here is my opinion. It's conjecture on my part of my experiences. That doesn't mean that I'm 100% right about this. It doesn't mean that I'm 100% wrong about this. I feel that these things consume your life, and which kind of like puts things in perspective for me, because recently I kind of came to an epiphany, if you will, and I realized that a lot of things in my life over the past couple years got more and more magnified. Things I worried about, things that bothered me, kind of by doing these videos really affected me. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing the videos, because I love doing the videos. I'm just going to have a different mindset to do the videos. And I really thought about myself, and I said, you know, hey, you know, Joe, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? And then I thought back, and I realized how consuming a lot of things became. And let me elaborate a little bit on that. So what becomes consumed in our lives is, you know, you get into this ghost hunting thing, and, you know, you start to realize, hey, you know, maybe it's something dark, you know, maybe it's not just ghosts, maybe it's some kind of demonic stuff. And I really believe that to be true. Again, let me just point out again, this is my opinion. This is, you know, I can't say definitively. I can only give you my experience. So my experience tells me that everything that you know in this world, in my opinion, is almost like a trick, you know, like a trick to, they say the trick of the devil, right, is to make you think he doesn't exist, right? And then I thought about a lot of things in this world, and like how crazy things are. Like everybody seems to be out to get you, you know, this salesman's trying to sell you this, and all they care about is your money, and people get consumed with things and they forget about what's important in their lives, you know. And I think the trick of this world really is to make you forget what's important. Same kind of analogy with the ghost hunting. So when you get involved in ghost hunting, and maybe some people out there can give their own testimony to this, it's alluring, it's exciting, it's thrilling. But like I said, whatever it is tries to get to your center. Tries to make you think that, you know, it's gonna hurt you, or whatever's going on in your life is worse. And I realized that it could put you in this like deep, dark place in your life, you know. And the other day actually, I kind of had this, like I was saying, like this little epiphany. And I prayed. I believe in God. I do. I believe in God, and I believe in the power of prayer. And I believe that that's my saving grace. And you know, it's kind of weird. I'll give you my opinion on things. Like this is how I see things. And over the last couple of years doing these videos, these are things that I feel that I prove to myself may be true. So I thought about like organized religion. And I thought, hey, you know what? There's something over there. Okay, I don't know what it is, but there's something moves. Alright, anyway, back to the subject. So I thought about like organized religion, and I realized that, see, I grew up Catholic, and you know, of course, whatever religion you are, you're always told, well, we're the right ones and they're wrong, and you know. And okay, there's a truck pulling around there too. Maybe that's what that was, but man, that scared the crap out of me. As I showed you earlier, it's so dark here. So I think that what things are that try to trick you are, like I said, the trick of the devil's to make you think he doesn't exist, right? And every religion always thinks they're the right one. And if I really think about that, and I really put my mind to that, it tells me, well, hell, if I was the devil, this is perfect. Let me go ahead and, you know, take religion and just give it a little twist. And make these people think they're following God, and they're really just going down the wrong path, you know? And again, the other side of that argument could be, well, you know, maybe they are right? I don't know. I'm just giving you my thoughts. And then I realized I could have that relationship with God, and I don't really need, and I'm not preaching to you, I don't really need man, it's weird, to tell me that, you know, what my relationship should be with God, you know. And the reason why I'm even addressing this, a lot of people ask in the videos, in the comments, they'll say, hey, you know, I like that you pray, or I don't like that you pray, and that's just me. I feel it's important. But I come to realize over the last couple of years of doing this that there's a lot of tricks out there, lots of tricks. And, you know, we're in a time right now, it's kind of scary, right? Everybody's talking about the coronavirus and, you know, all these things that are going on in the world. And, you know, it makes you think about a lot of things, like what's really important in life, right? Is it, you know, is it the things that I want, or is it the things that I need, or, you know. And what I mean by that is, I think part of the trick of this world is to make you want things you never needed in the first place, you know. And I realized I learned so much about people. One of the things I learned is that most people like things, you know. And I think this world teaches you, like, hey, you know, if you want to be successful, or you want to be loved, or you want people to like you, you're gonna have to have, you know, you're gonna have to have the biggest house on the block. You know, you're gonna have to have the most beautiful car, you know. So what? You're in hock up to your eyeballs just to have it, you know. But, you know, hey, it's going to make you special, you know. Then I thought about myself and my own life, and I said to myself, wow, you know, with YouTube, you know, we kind of became famous off this, you know. So much so that, you know, we've been propositioned by like major motion picture companies and television shows, and these are things that people like go out to California and they're out there their whole lives just trying to get, and here it is being offered to us just because we're doing something we love to do, which leads me to something else, right? So then I realized, do what you love in life and that will bring you success. But what is success? Is success having a big house? Maybe for you it is. Maybe having a fancy car. But in reality, the things we need are really what's important, right? Waking up every day and like to your family, you know. I have a crazy family, trust me. You know what they say? If you say you don't have a crazy family, then you are the crazy one. So with that being said, I feel that maybe I'm not that crazy because I know they're crazy, but I love them to death. And I'm talking about extended family, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, you know. And I think about like the things that are important to me. It's never really been about becoming famous. It's never really been about getting the biggest house on the block. It's those things really never really deep down inside never really were that important to me. But I lost a lot of those things in my life, you know, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I did at one time in my life that did matter to me, and then I realized at what expense, you know. So I wound up getting divorced and getting divorced again from my second wife. And then I realized that, you know, how much comes with that, how much pain. And again, what was it for? Was it because I wanted things in life? I wanted to have the best of everything. And then I realized that's not really that important. It doesn't really matter. You have a roof over your head, you have a place to stay, you have food on the table, you have people that love you. That's what's important. So anyway, back to the point of this. So we recently were offered like a really big deal, and then I realized that, you know, I don't want to, you know, lose me. You know what I mean? And I love doing what we do. It's good, it's comfortable. But, you know, you get to a point in your life where you realize that the things that are important have never been the things that are things. And I realized that the trick is to get you deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it. So I thought about that. Wow, you know, hey, listen, we could be like in a major motion picture. And matter of fact, so much so, it's like, it's there for me if I want it. Like, I could have it. Like, I know that already. I already know that. And I thought about it, you know. I thought about what's important. And I realized that whatever we've been dabbling in kind of got to my center at sometimes, you know. It tugs on you. It pulls that center and it tells you, hey, you know, you should do this, you should do that. Makes you believe that you're invincible. Truth is, the most important things in life are going to be the things that me flying to see my kids in Illinois, which is important to me, you know, anytime I want. You know, watching my son and daughter and my two little boys, you know, grow up into fine human beings. And then I thought about like all the things that are going on like in the world today, and there's so much going on in the world today that's so consumed with things. And then I said, well, you know what, I'm going to count my blessings. And I do. I count my blessings every day. My biggest blessing at this point in my life, I realize, is one, I'm healthy. Two, I have a wonderful family. I have wonderful kids. And the rest of it is just... It doesn't matter what car I drive. It doesn't matter if I have the biggest house on the block. And it's just like when you're a kid, you know, when you're a kid and you play with your toys. Like I would play with my Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars for hours out in the dirt and use my imagination and, you know, let it make me happy, you know, brought joy to my life. So, the different approach that I'm taking in my life now is I'm going to focus on what's really important. And this year I've been doing that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see my boys next week. And I'm excited about that. My son graduates from college. I'm excited about that. My daughter, her boyfriend's a nice guy, thank God. I know I talked about that. I went to see her, and he's a great guy, So these are the things that have become important, that have always been important. But then the ghost hunting aspect of my life took me down a dark road. Magnified those things. Oh, you're never going to be able to do this. You're never going to be able to do that. And, oh, you need money. You need fame. You need this, that, and the other. But I really don't, Don't get me wrong. It's nice that we can do this for a living. But at the same time, the message that I'm giving tonight is that you always have to know what's important in your life. And I know you guys know this already, but I'm saying this to the people who may not. We have people reach out to us all the time and tell us, hey, your videos make me happy, or hey, I'm going through this, you have any suggestions? And then I realized what that suggestion should be, at least my opinion, is that be thankful for what you have and be gracious and move forward. And I'm guilty of it just like everybody else, not doing that in my life. And I realize, I guess I'm trying to give you back all the things that I've been through to get to where I am today. Alright, hold on, someone's pulling in. I'll be right back. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to change the battery, and there was a car pulling in. Thank God they drove away. I mean, honestly, you really never know what somebody's here trying to do. Anyway, a couple things that I wanted to share with you guys. So my opinion, and again, it's conjecture, right, is that dog barking, it scared me. My opinion is that that we truly live in a world where we forgot about what's important in our lives. I'm guilty of it. I know most people are. But the message I want to give tonight is that, hey, listen, if you love what you do and you believe in what you do, go for it, I love doing this. I love making the videos. Don't let it consume you. I let it consume me. It's a terrible thing. I think there's a certain evil that will try to consume you. And I think it's innate in this world. I really do. I think that it's despicable. Like, turn on the news sometime, People are despicable. It's crazy, I went to a friend's wake. And I remember, and this isn't that long ago, a couple years ago, I remember another family member, showed up out of the woodwork, and the first thing he said is hey man, I'm really sorry, to my other friend, I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your family member, and by the way, what are you guys doing with the truck? What? I mean, who does that, right? Who would do that? But it's again, it's how things are, and it doesn't have to be that way in your life. So I realize the choice is to not be consumed. And for me, the way to do that is I keep a faith in God. And I think that there's so many things that are a little twisted, a little perverted from the truth. And those things typically are, in my opinion, to make you forget about what's important in life. We're all going to die, and I guess the trick is to make you forget about God, or make you forget about the things that are important in life. And what are you gonna do when you die? And you could say, oh well, I didn't spend time with my family, or I didn't do this that I wanted to do. So it's kind of a hard thing, and I could see that how these videos, and I could see that there is something that attaches to us, guys. So many people say, hey, is this real? Or, hey, what do you guys really feel about this? And sometimes I'll say, well, you know, hey, listen, it's my opinion that you know, that this place may be haunted, or I'll let you decide. The truth is, in my heart of hearts, I feel that there's a dark force, and it follows us. And if you let it, if you let that happen, it'll consume you. It'll find that part of you that is insecure. It'll find that part of you that, you know, maybe, you know, can play you like a fiddle. It's like when we go to these places and, you know, you get so into it and you don't even realize the danger of being there, you know. Freaking creepy, whatever that is. Anyway, what the I just heard something like a voice. See, as soon as I start talking about it. Anyway, those are the couple things I wanted to talk about tonight's video. I feel it's important that when we do these videos that we give back. It's one important thing. I know that this world can consume you. It's easy to fall in the trap, right? Whether it be some type of addiction, or you get involved in greed, and you know, there's so many paths to choose from. And really, if you think about it, what does it lead to? You know, I think the proof's in the pudding is that there's something evil that really does follow us. And that's why I keep my faith. And honestly, I think that if it wasn't for that, I don't think that we could technically do these videos without completely like self-destructing. I mean, we got in some dark places in our heads doing these videos. And then I realized, like, it's really kind of like something that if you allow it to happen, it will happen. Anyway, I do keep hearing something. So, with this being said, I do wish you guys a great night. You know, I hope you have a blessed night. Okay, that's a truck over there. But I'm sure I heard like what sounded like a woman's voice a few minutes ago. Like really close to me. So when you watch this video, the message I'm giving you guys is that, you know, be careful what path you go down. A lot of these paths lead to things that aren't good. My opinion is just my opinion. That's all it is. Doesn't mean it's right. However, as I said, like, I could say, like, from doing these videos, there is something that a dark thing that tries to get to your center, you know, and slowly pick it apart, point the finger at you, blame, and tear you down emotionally, and then maybe make it seem like, hey, you want more, let me give you more. And you know, and the real truth is that it's the simple things in life you need. And be careful what road you go down. It's my message. Turn down a lot of money, and the reason why is, you know, I want me to be me. And you'll find that, you know, it's never about the money. It's nice to have, but at the same time, it's nicer to have what's in here and what we're meant to be. So, to conclude this video, I discovered in this world, doing these videos, that there is a dark force, and that dark force does try to consume you. And I realized that it's not only in the ghost hunting I do, it's all around, it's every day. It's the choices you make, it's the choices that you should have made. And there's voices here. With that being said, guys, I wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you for letting me talk, get this off my chest. Got some great videos coming out. We're going to be doing some traveling. And guys, go in peace and love. Love each and every one of you. And I decided to make some changes in my life. And the first change I'm making is I'm not letting things consume me. I'm going to take control over the things I can and be thankful for the things I have instead of want more than I ever needed. So you guys have a good night. Love and peace.
Kept running in the woods alone instead. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Try to keep it up and standing tall. Why don't you stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Stay, please stay, 'cause my heart really needs a man. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Stay here with me. I'm trying to make it up for my mistakes.